Hey everyone, it's Thursday morning, June 18th, and welcome back to Capital Markets Quickie. I'm your host, Endrit Sella, here to break down yesterday's market action in just 2 minutes. Quick note before we dive in. Today's episode is brought to you by AMF Capital Asset Management Frankfurt. Learn more about our funds and strategies at amf-capital.de. Alright, let's get started. Well, investors got a reality check yesterday after the Federal Reserve delivered its first interest rate decision under new chairman Kevin Warsh. U.S. stocks moved sharply lower as the Fed kept interest rates unchanged, but signaled that rate hikes could still be on the table later this year. The Nasdaq Composite and the Standard & Poor's 500 both dropped more than 1%, while the Dow Jones Industrial Average fell nearly 1%, giving back roughly 500 points after hitting a record high the day before. Now, what really caught investors' attention was the Fed's outlook. 9 of the 18 policymakers who submitted projections expect at least one rate hike before the end of the year. As a result, traders are now fully pricing in a quarter-point increase by year-end. The shift comes as inflation has climbed to its highest level in 3 years, while the labor market continues to show surprising strength. Rising energy prices linked to tensions in the Middle East have also added to inflation concerns. Speaking of the Middle East, markets are still trying to figure out what happens next following progress toward a U.S.-Iran peace agreement. The two sides are aiming to formally sign a deal on Friday, but President Trump added some uncertainty by suggesting negotiations could still fall apart if the final agreement doesn't meet expectations. Meanwhile, SpaceX lost more than 3% yesterday, snapping some of the momentum from its remarkable post-IPO rally. Even after the pullback, the company remains one of the biggest stories on Wall Street after surpassing Amazon in market value just days after its stock market debut. Alright, that's it for today's Capital Markets Quickie. If you found this helpful, hit subscribe and stay in the loop. See you tomorrow morning.